Picture this, the Mediterranean sun dipping low over a Spanish costa. A woman in a vibrant swimsuit strolling along the golden sand, her smile, as bright as the horizon.
Right.
For millions sitting in gray living rooms across Britain in the 1970s, she wasn't just a presenter, she was a passport.
She really was.
Welcome to your custom deep dive. Today, our mission is to unpack the legacy of Judith Chalmers using recent news tributes and broadcast archives. She recently passed away at 90 after a battle with Alzheimer's, and, well, we're looking at how a 13-year-old radio presenter evolved into the ultimate prototype influencer.
Yeah, she essentially introduced the package holiday to the British public.
Exactly.
To measure her actual footprint, you have to imagine a pre-internet world where, get this, one woman traveled over 744,000 miles during a 30-year career.
Wait, 744,000 miles? That's insane.
It is, yeah. But that pristine, unflappable persona that racked up those miles, it was an accident. It was heavily manufactured.
Oh, really? How so?
Well, she was molded by the BBC starting at age 13. She even had to take elocution lessons to, erase her northern accent to fit the strict announcer mold of the era.
Oh, wow. That's some intense early discipline. But I guess that makes a lot of sense when you look at the launch of her iconic travel show, Wish You Were Here, back in 1974.
Definitely.
But I do struggle to understand why audiences needed so much hand-holding back then. I mean, today, you and I can book a flight on our phones in 2 minutes. Was international travel in the 1970s really that terrifying?
Oh, absolutely. You have to remember the mechanics of a 1970s package holiday. Booking a hotel in places like Benidorm often meant wiring money overseas and just, hoping a bus actually showed up at a foreign airport.
Yeah, that sounds super stressful.
It was deeply intimidating. So when she looked into the camera and offered a simple reassurance like transfers included, she wasn't just reading a brochure, she was acting as a financial guarantor for the working class.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, she proved the exotic, whether that was an African safari or an alpine funicular, could be safe and manageable.
A consumer watchdog with a tan. One of our sources called her that, and it perfectly captures that dynamic. She was basically a human TripAdvisor.
That's a great way to put it.
But if you're used to watching, highly edited TikTok travel vloggers today, you might not realize the raw resilience required to sell that stress-free dream. Modern influencers get multiple takes, right? To fix bad lighting or a stumbled word.
Yeah, they have a whole crew.
Exactly. But Judith had zero safety net.
None at all.
Yeah.
And that resilience was really forged in fire. Take her 1960 live television debut as an evening announcer.
Oh, I read about this. Didn't the prompter break?
Yeah, the teleprompter jammed on her very first sentence. Instead of freezing, she had to memorize the entire night's schedule on the fly while actively fighting with the broken prompter button under the desk.
Oh my gosh, I would simply pass out. And that's not even the wildest archive story. During a rehearsal for Granada TV, a live bat literally flew out of the studio rafters and clawed at her stockings.
Which is terrifying, yet she kept completely poised. And that's the underlying mechanism of her influence, really.
How do you mean?
Well, why did millions trust her with their hard-earned savings? Because that unflappable nature proved she could guide you safely across the globe.
Yeah.
If she could handle a live broadcast collapsing around her, or a bat attack without breaking a sweat, you believe she could handle a lost reservation in St. Tropez.
Yeah, she made the world feel accessible. But eventually the culture changed. By the early 2000s, that aspirational, sunny style was pushed out by cynical, disaster-focused shows like Holidays from Hell.
Right, the appetite definitely shifted.
It's like we traded dreamy escapism for pure schadenfreude. People suddenly wanted to watch the vacation fall apart.
They really did. But even as TV trends changed toward disaster, her practical framework survived. Her rules, like always packing a pashmina to stay warm on the plane or printing out backup tickets, those remain timeless.
I still print my tickets, just in case.
Same here. Despite the cynicism that followed, her true legacy was permanently making the world feel smaller and significantly friendlier.
She wasn't just presenting a show, she was handing you a passport to a wider world, replacing those gray walls with golden sands.
It really does leave you with something to consider, though.
What's that?
Well, in an era where AI can instantly generate the perfect itinerary and virtual reality can simulate any destination right from your living room, will we ever again trust a single human voice to tell us where the world is safe to explore?
That is a great question to leave you on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.